Boston ever said a word? We're just
It looks like
carnies.
it's gonna stop around 7-ish, maybe.
That's what they said in Boston, remember?
Yeah.
We're carnies, I'm telling you. Just Carnival pulls up stakes, goes to the next town. Make sure we got the bearded lady and the guy that hits the hammer. And what else in a carnival? Anybody here ever been to a carnival? I don't think they have them anymore, do they?
Upstate New York, they have.
Huh?
Upstate New York, they have.
Are there any suburb in the summer they've got one set up in a grocery store parking lot somewhere?
What? What, Mike?
JoJo the Dog Face Boy.
Yeah, you've been. State Fair. Fletcher Dogs. Okay. Sure what that is. It's like a microphone that fell apart. What we got?
Who wants to go first?
Who has to? Who wants to? Nobody.
Tim.
Marte was out on the Marte was out on the field doing some stuff earlier. What's the latest with him, and do you expect him active when eligible on Thursday?
We're not there yet. We'll see how tomorrow goes. He's had 3 days now without the migraine, so that's good. And I talked to him a couple times today. He's getting there. We're not ready to make that commitment yet, but we'll see how tomorrow goes and make a decision after that. Obviously based a lot on what he's telling us. But he's had a good 3 days. He needed it.
And what was your reaction to the more specific news on Guillorme?
About as expected. As expected. You know, we that injury's kind of pretty. Once you get the grade back and what's going on there behind the scenes, so to speak, you get a pretty good timetable that usually players follow pretty close. What did they tell y'all? I don't know.
4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah. Same thing.
That's good.
Hmm?
That's good. That we got the same information as you.
I get, you know, best case scenario, worst case scenario, I got it. I know it's gonna be a while.
Buck, how many times have you said this year, tonight is a starting point, and could this series be a starting point for your ball club?
Well, I've always thought that privately, you know, even in a point in the game, you know, but, you know, I've said many times, I've probably used it too much, but, you know, trying to find footing and traction and, you know, we'll see. Everything, you always hope that, you know, it starts there. It's gotta start somewhere. It's gotta be consistent, and, you know, there's gotta be more than just one phase of the game. Everybody says, oh, the starting pitching, oh, the bullpen, oh, the hitting, oh, the, you know, you gotta put it all together. And some nights, you know, it's not always aesthetically pleasing and perfect, but other parts of the game pick up a deficiency. And we haven't had that as much as we need to.
No.
Buck, when you already have the anticipation of the fans for something like the Subway Series, and now a week away from the trade deadline, does the weight get harder as the season goes on? You know, for the expectation to win games.
I don't know if harder. I mean, we had high expectations last year. I mean, that's what you do. You know, even teams that these projection services, they think in the back. You know, I remember when I was in Arizona with an expansion team the first year, we'd go through periods where we thought we weren't going to lose another game, and we went through periods in 100 win-loss seasons where we won 100 games where you didn't know how you were going to win another game. So you try to keep a grip on reality, but no, I think you're always thinking about it, but you don't have to have a lot of outside noise to make you understand the sense of urgency anymore. I don't think that's healthy in a clubhouse. These guys know, especially with, you know, we have a lot of veteran players. They understand what this time of year is about. You know, I've been kind of looking at it wrongly. They have done some things to make it a little more of a deadline than it used to be. I got corrected a couple times by that, but I don't watch the rules or anything. You know, what I need to know, they let me know. I'm here to manage and help the 26 players. And so I think we all know what's at stake.
Thank you.
Abby.
him not in the lineup again today? I know he came off the bench the other day, so I'm assuming everything's fine with him. You're just kind of working him in slowly with the groin.
Yeah, Tommy had another good day. He's better today than he was Sunday. I talked to him after he got through. And we're hoping that being able to turn him loose completely is imminent, but I think he's more available than he was yesterday to do some things. But it's just good. He's a really good judge of where he is physically, and he's pretty frank about it. And we trust him. He's worth waiting on. And you always wonder and worry a little bit when a guy is doing really well and he has something like this. What's he gonna be like when he gets back in the flow again? But Tommy's he's very regimented and driven. He does his work to be good. But we'll see. I'm hoping that that it's in the near future that we were able to turn him loose and let him play. And we'd like to have him back.
So he's still experiencing tightness in the groin though?
I
or
don't know if
some?
you call it tightness. It's just different levels of apprehension about, can I push that? Can I push this? Can I do this? I don't really want to use the word recklessly, but can I just do it without thinking about it every step? He's getting close to where he's not there. But the trouble with that, Abby, is that you do all these things and BP and out with the trainers. There's just a different level when the game speed starts. I've seen guys look perfectly fine and everything is no way, it's not behind them, and then something happens in the game. There's just a different. I know the one that got him originally, when he would go over towards the line or in the gap and he would squat to catch the baseball without losing his feet. That's what initially, that's what we're trying to make sure he's able to do.
Tim?
What was going on with Eliza Hernandez that you guys called him up to put him on the injured list?
I'm not my man. I don't know. You need me to find out. What did we do? What did we do?
You called him up from AAA.
I did.
The Mets did. To put him on the injured list. I thought maybe you would know what's going on, but it's fine.
I can find out though. We're having a little slow news day, aren't we?
Yeah.
No, but
for sure.
it can also.
Wait till you hear my next
It
question.
might be a big.
I said, wait till you hear my next question.
Bring it on.
So the 2024 spring training schedule came out.
You are scuffling.
And on the last day of Grapefruit League play, you guys have a split squad doubleheader.
I saw it.
What's going on with that?
First of all, I don't spend a whole lot of time overanalyzing the 2024 spring training schedule at this point in my life.
Well, neither do I, but that stuck out to me.
You would probably be a lot safer to analyze it than I would. No, but I saw it. First thing, they brought it in and saw it right away. Someone has to play a split squad game. Like last year, we played one to open the spring. You know what that cost us? You know how many extra pitchers you have to bring in to pitch 18 innings of baseball on the first day of spring? You know how expensive it is to have that many people between meal money and being there? It expands your spring training invitation list. Obviously, they don't care. Somebody's going to do it. So I think we must have complained so much they decided to do it at the end, take it far away. I don't know. Somebody's got to do it. Why are we any different? Did someone do it last year? Did you look? That's what I would do. Now, if nobody did it last year, now we got a story. Ask me that one after we look at it. Is there any way to find that out? I bet you can. They tell us that someone's playing split squad every day of spring. I've never really checked into it. I just believe them. So, 224 spring training. I thought you were going to talk about the London trip. We just got off a family trip that got kids in the bed at 3:30 in the morning. That was tough. Then the plane wasn't ready, so we had to wait another hour and a half at Fenway Park for the new plane to come in from New York. And some happy campers getting off that bus at Citi Field on what was some people call an off day. There are no off days, just days you don't play games. At an hour and 40 driving here today. That's a new record. Hour 40.
Not that I like dissension, but if I'm reading the schedule right, nobody played the split squad game on the last day of spring training last year.
Doesn't surprise me. Conspiracy theories, or what do you call them, paranoia. So that falls underneath don't be paranoid, just alert. So now we're alert that nobody did it last year. Now we can ask the question, why this year? How many off days do we have before the season starts? 3? Which doesn't make any sense either.
Yeah, to avoid it, the Astros played the Space Cowboys.
Pardon?
I assume that's one of their minor league teams.
Space Cowboys. Does anybody like really just name normal? Like,
What's the fun in that?
that's true. Don't have fun, okay?
Syracuse Mets are named pretty much.
Well, I think the teams that are, you know, used to be what, the Chiefs? That's not,
Sky Chiefs.
can't do that anymore. The what?
Those are the Sky Chiefs.
Sky Chiefs.
They went from Chiefs to Sky Chiefs to,
Back to Chiefs.
yeah.
What's the best minor league name? Which one do you like the best?
Trash Pandas?
Trash Pandas?
Yard goats.
Rumble ponies aren't bad.
Rumble ponies I kinda like. You know what that is?
It's a merry-go-round.
Yeah. At the carnival.
No, they're real
So-
carnies.
Now we've come full circle.
Rumble ponies are carnies.
I was gonna ask you about the buzz around the Subway Series, but I think I got my answer.
Well, you know, if you buzz enough, eventually. No, I remember I was talking to Susan Wallman today. We used to come out of spring. In the spring we had to beat the Mets. We had to beat the Red Sox, and years later we had to beat Tampa Bay. That became a big deal. And guys just knew they were going from Fort Lauderdale. Just get on the bus. You're going to St. Lucie. That was a tough ride back when it didn't work out. Then you had the thing. Y'all remember the Mayor's Cup? We used to play a Mayor's Cup here. It was usually in an ice storm too. That was the first argument I had with Mr. Steinbrenner. My son was taking the emergency room. I left that game. I wasn't supposed to leave. But I did. I had a choice between him or my wife. And my son. But it was alright. They thought, I remember that like it was yesterday. It's awful. Scared the heck out of us. What else?
Everybody good? Thank
Go
you, Bob.
look for a window. What are y'all really? Are y'all kidding me about the weather? 'Cause